Angel Cordero for the MMATruth.com from Puerto Rico, post-fight at UFC 155, where Cain Velasquez just regained the UFC heavyweight title. With me, the president of First Round Management, Malki Kawa. Malki, welcome to the MMATruth.com in Puerto Rico.
Thanks for having me.
And welcome to the homes of thousands of MMA fans in Puerto Rico.
Absolutely glad to be here.
First off, you just signed one of the best MMA fighters in Puerto Rico who's going to fight next month in CFA, Elvin the Bandit. León, what's the expectancy with Elvin?
You know, he's a good fighter, and the thing is that we're going to really be able to gauge where he's at as far as his skill set now that he comes over to the States and fights, you know what I mean, in the CFA. Once that fight's over with, I can really give you a good assessment of him. But I mean, the sky's the limit. I think this kid could be something very special.
Dana White just confirmed that the UFC is coming back to Puerto Rico 2014. Is there a plan to maybe groom Elvin for this event?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a plan to groom Elvin and a plan to go into Puerto Rico, find a couple more Puerto Rican fighters, and be ready for that 2014 event. I think there's nothing better than when the UFC goes to a new, territory, new country, new whatever it is, and there's fighters from that territory representing. And I would love to represent those guys, especially if they're really good fighters. Which I think Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico's always been a hotbed for fighters, especially boxers. So now if these guys can make the switch over to MMA, it'd just be, it'd be awesome. We get another Felix Trinidad, but in MMA, I think that'll be crazy cool.
First Round Management continues to see itself as the biggest and better managing company in MMA, holding the most UFC champions. What's next in line 2013 for First Round Management?
I think we got some big fights going down. You know that John Jones did the Ultimate Fighter. Right. He's got his fight with Chael April 27th. Hopefully then after that we'll get some other big fights going after that. After that, I mean, look, you got Carlos Condit fighting Rory McDonald. There's just a whole bunch of big fights going on, man. Frank Mir will probably fight, a big fight coming up soon. I really can't tell, but there's something in the works, and depending on what happens in another couple of weeks, we'll decide what happens with Frank Mir and stuff like that too. Great,
Malki. We're asking all kinds of people, fighters, fans, figures of the sport, about their favorite moments and not so favorite moments of in MMA or UFC in 2012. What's your favorite moment in UFC history this year?
I think when Ben Henderson and Nate Diaz were fighting, and Ben put that split, and Nate was trying to punch him, and he was doing from a split position. I thought that was pretty cool. That was probably my favorite. That was probably my favorite moment. And my not so favorite moment was when John Jones got caught in that armbar, and I thought that the fight was over, and he actually survived it. So it was actually pretty cool. It was good stuff.
So you're picking as the worst moment, Vitor's armbar.
The almost
armbar.
Yeah.
Versus the cancellation of UFC 151 and everything that happened?
That wasn't our fault. I'm just going to stick to that wasn't our fault. So that's not my problem. You know what I mean? Wasn't my problem. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. What are you going to do?
Well, Malki, thank you for talking to us, taking the time.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Puerto Rico.
See you in Puerto Rico. Malki Kawa, Angel Cordero.
I'll see you guys later.